All right, guys, so welcome back to class today. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2020. So we've been learning about lots of different things this week. We learned about polar bears on Monday. We learned about penguins on Tuesday. Yesterday, we learned about seals and sea lions. Okay, today we're going to be learning about walrus. Okay, so a walrus, it's a big, huge, it almost kind of looks like a seal or a sea lion, okay? But it has big tusks. Okay, so another animal that has tusks is elephants. Okay, so they're kind of like big teeth that kind of come out of their mouth and stuff. Okay, they also have whiskers and they have flippers. You'll notice these things are really, really big. So it doesn't look big because it's a toy, but they are big and they have lots of blubber, okay, to help them to stay warm. Another thing about walruses is they really like to hang out with each other. Okay, so they have lots and lots of friends and they stay together and live in what's called herds. Okay, so kind of like other stuff. So they can have thousands and thousands of walrus all living in the exact same place. Okay, so that is a walrus, and we talked about how it stays warm. So with our activity for walrus today, we're going to make our very own puppet. Okay, so you see, Mr. Matt got a brown paper bag. Okay, and then you had a paper that had lots of different shapes to cut out. Okay, so you'll see you have 2 front flippers, you have 2 back flippers. You have some big bushy eyebrows because they're kind of hairy and you can't really see them on here, but walrus are hairy. So they have big bushy eyebrows, almost like a mustache. Yeah, I'm trying to be a walrus today. Okay, so you have your big bushy mustache, and then you have its tusks, a little tiny nose, okay, and some eyeballs. Okay, now you can make yours super colorful. Like Mr. Matt didn't make his super colorful, but you can. So you can color it however you want, okay? So basically when you get your brown paper bag, you're going to take your eyes, you're going to glue it, okay? You see how there's a flap here, okay? Oh, I forgot about its tongue. The tongue was hiding, okay? So you have the eyes, you glue those on. We know eyebrows go over your eyes, and a nose goes under. And if you don't have a mustache, because some of you don't, I hope have a mustache, okay? The mustache goes under your nose, and then you have big tusks, okay, or teeth that'll go inside of its mouth, along with a little tongue, okay? Then you'll put your front flippers, you'll glue them on the back, kind of on the side on the back, so it looks like it could go swimming. And then your back flippers or the bottom flippers, you'll glue on the bottom of the bag. And then when you're all done and you've had all that stuff cut out and glued on, you'll have your very own puppet. Then now you have your own walrus puppet, okay? So you can have fun doing whatever you want. Maybe your walrus can talk or sing, okay? But that is your walrus puppet.
All right, now we are going to come over for science with Miss Megan.
Hey, you guys. So when you get your paper, this is going to be a sorting activity, and you're going to want to cut all of your animals out into really nice squares over here. So we've got to remember that we have to write our name at the top up here. Nice big letters. And then what you're going to be sorting is between if something is polar or not polar. So if it lives in a cold place or it lives in a warm place. So you're going to look over here and look at all of your animals that you have. And so we're going to look, this is a
Walrus.
So like we just talked about, we're going to put that over here in a polar place because it lives in a cold place. But if we look at something like a monkey, monkeys don't live in cold places, so we're going to put it over here, and you're going to glue it with a glue stick or whatever you have at home, and finish with all the rest of your animals.
Awesome. All right, now we're going to come over and say hi to Miss Aubrey. She is going to tell us a little bit about addition and story problems.
So we have all of these Arctic animals. Right now I have some penguins in front of me. How many penguins are in front of me? Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 penguins in front of me, but if I add, let's say, 2 friends, a mama polar bear and a baby polar bear, we have 2 plus 4. So 2 plus 4, how many do we have? We can count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. So we have 6 friends all together right now. If the mom went away and the baby went away and the baby went away with a friend, we only have this many left. So we only have 1, 2, 3 penguins left. We had 5 and we took away 2, so now we have 3. If we have some seals that want to come play, I think these are all, oh, and a walrus. So we have those seals and walrus plus the 3 penguins. Let's count all what we have all together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 friends all together. You guys can do this at home with any toys that you have. If you have any stuffed animals or action figures or anything else, you can do addition and subtraction with all of your toys at home.
Thanks, Miss Aubrey. All right, now we're coming over here to Mr. Matt for our literacy.
All right, so we are going to practice writing our very own names. Actually, not writing. We're going to spell our names. We're going to do it a little different. So Mr. Matt has wiki sticks. You might have yarn, okay, that's in your bag of stuff or other things you have, or anything else you have at home that you could possibly practice to write your name. Okay, so Mr. Matt has, I'm going to say it's a pretty easy name to write, okay? So I'm going to use the purple for my uppercase, okay? And Mr. Matt is going to make himself a letter. Whoa, that was not as good as Mr. Matt wanted. Let's practice again. Okay, so Mr. Matt has his letter M, okay? So I have an M. Okay, there is Mr. Matt's M. Okay, and then I'm going to do an A because Mr. Matt, the next letter in Mr. Matt's name is an A. Okay, so I'm going to make my A. It's a long tail. Let's bend it up a little bit so it doesn't have such a long tail on it. Okay, so M, A. Now I can do a tall T, or I can bend it in half to make it even smaller. So we're going to bend it in half. We have the start, our line down for our T. Oh no, it wants to come apart. Mr. Matt's going to bend this one a couple different times to make the T that go, the part that goes across my T. Okay, and then I have another T. So Mr. Matt is M-A-T-T. So we have M that says M, we have A that says A, and then we have 2 T's, but both of them say T, T, T. So that is Mr. Matt's name, Matt. Okay, so you might have other things and different ways of spelling your name, but remember, sound it out. A, T, T. Or maybe you have your name and you can spell it out however you want, and then you can practice writing it in a really different way. So usually we use our pens or we use markers or crayons, but today you can use something a little bit different around your house, whether that's string, if you have wiki sticks or something else. Maybe you have pasta or something like that. You could use all those different things to write your very own name. Okay, so guys, thank you for coming to class again and doing some awesome activities with us. We hope you continue to have an awesome time. We miss you lots, but we will see you again tomorrow.